So you have one of the cooler ideas of any of the 30 under 30 people. I went through this myself. I graduated from college, I got a job in New York City, and you get raped by a broker trying to find just an affordable place to live. And you're coming in and solving that problem.
Definitely. The nice thing about the business thus far is that we're solving problems really for two groups. One is young graduates that are relocating from campuses around the world to cities around the world. The other group of people are young brokers who are trying to jumpstart their careers, get experience in the rental market, start making some money so they can move into sales, and build up a long-term client base. So we've kind of found a way to really solve two major issues for two major groups of people in this economy, which I think has been probably one of the most rewarding parts about this business.
Now, how long has it been going now?
So April 2010 is the date of foundation. So we're a year and 3 quarters in, so we're not at the 2-year mark yet, which is great to have been moving this quickly. It's been exhausting.
But you know, being an entrepreneur is going to be exhausting. But
it's a lifestyle. It's not a job.
Right,
it's a lifestyle.
Right. And what sort of scale are you? And how many cities now?
So we're in 20 cities in the U.S. and we're in 10 cities in Europe. And I'd say that in the U.S. we're really seeing most of our traffic in New York, Chicago, Boston, Philly, Miami, and Atlanta, as well as the cities in Texas, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio. And then as for Europe, London's really our hub.
Now, just so everybody knows, the name of the company is?
The Next Step Realty.
And you co-founded this with?
I co-founded it with my partner, Belton Baker.
Right.
Who had the idea with me. You know, we were both equally kind of in the same conversation and had the idea together. We acted on it together, launched it together, and he now serves as our director of campus outreach. So he's in charge of our college marketing, which is obviously a huge part of our business because that drives traffic to the site. So it's been extremely beneficial to have him continue to be supportive and continue to be a primary resource in the company.
Now, where did you get the capital to launch the site? Do you have backers, you have investors, you have VCs?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So there's lots of different opportunities to raise money in this market. We chose originally to go with the family and friends route, which was basically we put an email together that was a non-disclosure agreement, a non-compete, and then the business plan. The business plan we stayed up all night writing. It was 35 pages long. We sent it to 20 people individually who we thought.
You can write 35 pages every night?
One night. One night.
Because otherwise you should work for me.
No, I wrote 35 pages for one night and one night only, and I've never written that much since. Actually, funny story, I lost that business plan 3 times that night. And I finally wrote the final one, which was like 12 pages, which was the winner. Because all of the fluff was removed from it. That happens in your business a lot too.
We do that all the time,
And
you sent this out to how many family and friends?
To 20 family and friends. Family and friends is a term people use in the investment community. I'm not actually talking about people that I'm related to.
Of course.
So I sent it to people who I thought would be either interested in this idea because they're looking for startups, have backgrounds in real estate, and are looking for real estate investments, or would know people who are in those first 2 categories. We got someone on the hook in the first week. We sat down to a dinner with them, which they were, I think, incredibly moved by and moved by the long-term vision we had for both graduates and for the real estate market. And you know, they wrote us a $19,000 check on the spot. And we used that for almost a year to build up.
Because in the internet world, you can start these things sort of cheaply.
Sure.
And we only have a second here left. And you said something really interesting just a second ago, and I want to ask you about that. Is that you said they were moved by the fact that it was a long-term plan. It wasn't like you weren't just trying to do this and cash out and make some money and buy a Porsche. You want to build a company. And to you, is that what success means, or is success something else? I mean, what do you measure yourself against?
So, I mean, there's kind of 2 separate questions. So the first question is really, what's the long-term vision? And the answer to that is, if you look at a company like Corcoran or Sotheby's, their approach to real estate from day one has been, let's target, and this works in bull markets, but their approach has been, let's target wealthy consumers who are buying expensive homes. We'll either list their properties or we'll be the buyer representative. In this market, I think spending your time prospecting those people is a bad strategy. So what we've decided to do instead is reach those same group of people, those same CEOs, people that will be billionaires, people that will be leaders in this country, in this economy, target them right when they get out of college, when they get their first apartment. Have a strong brand loyalty program that encourages them to continue working with you over time. So you help them at a time when they need it with easy, convenient, affordable access to apartments, and then continue to stay in touch with them for the
as they become more successful.
Yeah, more apartments, bigger apartments, purchases, homes in the Hamptons, retirement in Palm Beach, whatever they're doing. So in that way, I think we're building a good network from the ground up. As far as success, I measure success for this company.
For you, I'm much more interested in you personally. How do you measure success at a personal level?
I mean, I think that I was watching actually the other night Larry King's the Dinner with the Kings, and he had people like Conan O'Brien, and he asked this question to them: what do you guys think of success? How do you feel about being successful? And they said the reason that I think we are successful is because we never look at ourselves and say we're successful, because it's a daily endeavor. It's a new project. It's a constant upkeep. It's almost kind of, you know, what's next. And so for me, the way that I'll measure that over time is just if we're accomplishing our goals. Right now our goals are to expand to more colleges, more cities, and help more college graduates find apartments around the world.